Now on CoastTV News.
It's a damp and muggy start to our Monday, tracking another round of thunderstorms later today, which could be isolated severe, but then a brush of fresh air arrives at Delaware. But your latest hour-by-hour forecast is next.
Biden to end first night at DNC, the much different role for the president after he ended his bid for re-election 2 months ago. Marijuana applications begin. It starts today in Delaware as weed-related businesses can make their attempt at a license. Dune damage. What you're seeing here was early Sunday night. It was just north of the Indian River Inlet Bridge. What DelDOT is reporting about the status of Coastal Highway.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Monday, August 19th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick. Paige Marley is off today, and thank you for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour. We're going to go right to weather. First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is in for Bob Trihey and joins us now with a look at First Alert weather. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We had the rain and the thunderstorms last night. Those have since moved out. Live look into Ocean City, where it is 71. So it is a mild, muggy start. Dew points 69. We see a light wind out of the southeast at about 4 miles an hour. Temperatures right now pretty uniform from the coast to inland, right around that 70-degree mark. As far as the dew points are concerned, I mentioned it's a bit tropical out there, and we're going to have one more day of the tropical-like humidity before we see some big-time relief. Fog, not really an issue. Could see some isolated areas develop here over the next hour. We do have that coastal flood advisory. That continues. We do have the rip current statement that continues, still seeing a high risk of rip currents through the day today. We are in the clouds right now. We have a cold front back off to the west. Seeing some clearing there. We will see partly sunny skies through the morning, but then we are tracking more shower activity later today. As I mentioned, dangerous risk of rip currents continue. Waves anywhere from 3 to 5 feet. Another round of storms later this afternoon in the early evening hours. Isolated severe, could see some damaging winds there. Then we get a taste of fall. Humidity crashes tonight. Highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s, looking really good. Futurecast showing those storms later on this afternoon. Could pack a punch, could see some damaging winds, but then they quickly clear out through the overnight, and we're going to see temperatures rise into the low to mid 80s for most of us. Some of us could touch those upper 80s across inland areas. We'll talk more about that fall-like cool down in that 7-day when I return here in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Chris. We're getting reports that the southbound lanes of Route 1 near the Indian River Inlet Bridge, that remain closed. I just checked it. It looks like crews are still working there, repairing the dunes. What you're seeing here, this is just north of the bridge where it was breached by the Atlantic Ocean around 7 p.m. Sunday night. What you're seeing on your screen now are shots throughout the night of the flooding on Route 1. And according to DelDOT, this is similar to what happened back in late March when those same dunes were breached. Earlier on Sunday, surfers could be seen right in the waves. That was before the breach. That was about 3 hours before that occurred. North of us in Connecticut, this is what it looked like on Sunday at Oak Island. The surf was up and the red flags were flying, warning beachgoers to stay out of the water. The National Hurricane Center says rip current conditions from Ernesto will last for the next couple of days. Rip currents have been connected to at least one death and has prompted many rescues. Check out this scene here. This was in Oxford in the southwestern part of Connecticut on Sunday. Streets there turned into rivers near this restaurant. First responders had to rescue a number of people trapped in the floodwaters. The National Weather Service says up to 10 inches of rain fell in some places there. Giving you a live look now at Chicago. It's just after 4 in the morning there as the Democratic National Convention begins later today. It was just over 2 months ago. We were looking at President Biden giving his acceptance speech to close out the convention. Now, he's just one of several speakers on the opening night. It's now Vice President Kamala Harris's party. It's been nearly 30 days since she supplanted Biden atop the ticket, and as Rob Kirkpatrick shows us, tonight marks an ending chapter to over a half a century in politics for Joe Biden.
All eyes are on Chicago as the city prepares to host the Democratic National Convention in less than 24 hours.
We are ready for this convention. In fact, the city of Chicago, as you know, has hosted the most conventions in our country's history because it turns out we're actually really good at this.
The first night will be centered on President Joe Biden and giving him a hero send-off as he closes out 50-plus years in politics.
this is a man who's accomplished more in 3.5 years than most presidents get done in 8. So we're going to see a celebration of him.
The presidential campaign changed drastically when Biden announced he would not seek re-election and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to be the nominee, which galvanized Democrats.
Kamala Harris has brought the party together with Tim Walz. I think that collection, that pair, it has turned this place into, well, frankly, it'll be like a rock concert. I think people are going to be cheering and pretty excited.
Each night of the convention will have a different theme, with star-studded speakers including former presidents and first ladies, Barack and Michelle Obama, and Bill and Hillary Clinton. Meantime, the latest CNN poll of polls shows Harris with a narrow lead over former President Donald Trump, 50% to 48%. And the vice president and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, are not slowing down. They're doing a bus tour through the battleground state of Pennsylvania Sunday before heading to Chicago. I'm Rob Kirkpatrick reporting.
And NBC News will provide extensive on-the-ground reporting and special primetime coverage from Chicago's United Center during the 2024 Democratic National Convention. Lester Holt and Savannah Guthrie will anchor Decision 2024 special primetime coverage from Chicago. That'll be 10 to 11 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday, and from 9 to 11 p.m. on Wednesday and Thursday. Former President Donald Trump also planning an active week. The former president and Republican nominee will be hitting several battleground states. Trump will be in Pennsylvania on Monday and is expected to speak about the economy. Trump is also expected to visit Michigan, Arizona, and North Carolina. Today is the start of the online application process for recreational marijuana businesses in Delaware. All that apply will be entered into a lottery overseen by the Office of the Marijuana Commissioner, with licenses expected to be issued in early November. Now, up for grabs are 125 licenses in the state. 41 of those set aside for Sussex County. The breakdown of the licenses are cultivation facilities, manufacturing facilities, retail stores. There's also a couple for testing facilities. The application process is open until September 30th. That is the situation statewide. It does not appear to be the case in Lewis. The city is saying no to retail marijuana stores. However, it is not saying no to the drug altogether. This decision comes out of the city council meeting this past week. Lewis joins a number of coastal towns and communities that have opted for a ban, including Bethany Beach, Rehoboth Beach, and more. Meanwhile, Georgetown is one of the few places that has opted to allow those businesses, and CoastTV spoke with people in that community and others who have mixed opinions about marijuana.
I would not be in favor of legalizing it. It's probably just a moral thing on my behalf.
Just like having a beer. You know, I don't think marijuana is that harmful coming from a bigger state. Knowing that, I think, though, it needs to be regulated because you don't want guys going around smoking, freely or bothering people with it.
And tonight, Ocean City Council will have a second reading on its ordinance that will set the daily hours recreational marijuana businesses can be open. Developing news in Bethany Beach as that town looks at ways to prevent accidents on its busy roads. Bethany Beach officials say they are considering adding flashing signs so that drivers know when people are crossing, especially at night. The estimated cost of this is over $60,000, and we went to the coastal community to learn what people who live there think about this proposal, and here's what one person told us.
I think adding lights to the next street up would probably be beneficial for us and certainly beneficial for the next street up.
And this week, Bethany Beach Council will debate whether or not to approve the project. This morning, Delaware State Police will continue to work on determining the cause of a Saturday night crash. This was in the Millsboro area. It injured one person. It involved a blue Chevrolet Silverado and Dodge Caravan at the Route 24 and Bay Farm Road intersection. The person driving the Dodge Caravan was trapped inside until medical crews were able to free them. Officials say 2 people were involved in this accident. 1 was sent to a nearby medical facility. Funeral arrangements for Thomas Berry III will be held on Thursday, August 22nd. It was last Tuesday the Ellendale firefighter was killed while responding to an accident on Route 9. You can see video from our Coast Copter of that crash and accident. A car hit a power pole that ultimately snapped, fell, and killed Berry. The young man was a volunteer firefighter for for Georgetown Fire Department and Ellendale Fire Department and worked for Sussex County EMS. And there will be a scheduled visitation from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thursday at the Crossroad Community Church in Georgetown with services to follow. Governor John Carney has ordered Delaware flags to be lowered to half staff at all state facilities until sunset on Thursday, August 22nd. Again, that's after the service. Just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today. Coming up, eggs skyrocket again. Why it's more than just inflation causing a spike in prices. Also, Magic Kingdom costs, what Disney is doing to make trips to its theme parks more affordable. Betting booms in Maryland. The updated numbers on sports wagering in the state. Coast TV News Today continues after this.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
This summer, pack your bags and head to Ocean City, Maryland for free family fun all summer long. Watch beach movies, build sandcastles, and gaze at colorful kites, all completely free. Bust a move from the beach to the bay with beach dance parties, Sunset Park party nights, and Sundays in the park with fireworks, all completely free. Enjoy arts and crafts, discover Ocean City's history, and be in awe of acrobatic stunts at the circus, all completely free. So get going. Family memories are waiting to be made in Ocean City, Maryland. Plan your trip now at oceocean.com.
My dad just wrapped up a new well at this beautiful new home in Del Mar. Let's hear from these happy new homeowners.
I didn't really expect him to finish up in 6 inches of mud.
But he did it. We were very happy with the quality of the job they done.
He's nothing but the best products.
And we highly recommend them.
I don't recommend a lot of people, but I would recommend Daisy's Well Drilling. They're just a phone call away.
Way to go, Dad. Daisy's Well Drilling. Family owned and operated since 1941.
Success isn't just about money, it's about finding your purpose, building something you're passionate about, empowering people, and creating joy for others. We serve happiness, and great success is built on great relationships. That's why 15 years ago, I partnered with County Bank. County Bank believed in my vision. They helped me expand my business to new heights. Their commitment to personalized service, innovative solutions, and strong community ties makes County Bank the perfect partner for my journey to success.
Where legendary locals bank. County Bank, member FDIC.
I like to know what my patients are experiencing.
You want to change how your patients see the world.
I want to change how the world sees my patients.
NBC's Brilliant Minds, September 23rd. Set your DVR.
Well, everyone's Monday is off to a great start. Sunrise coming up at 6:19. Still seeing those waves crash to the coast here live from Ocean City. Rip current threat still is high through your Monday. Currently 71 degrees, 69-degree dew point. Making your way out the door this morning, temperatures will be in the low 70s under partly sunny skies. Temperatures across the area, 70 in Salisbury, 70 in Seaford. And check out that UV index for today. We are at a 9. Burn times coming in at 20 minutes. And if you're heading out to the course, maybe squeezing in a round of golf, we are going to be dry throughout most of the day, but we are watching those showers and storms arriving later on this afternoon, some of which could be on the severe side. We'll talk more about that and the latest timing of those storms, plus a nice taste of fresh air as far as we're concerned here over the next few days. Could see some highs only reaching the lower to mid 70s. I'll have more on that in just a little bit.
We have new numbers about sports wagering in Maryland. This type of gambling contributed $6.3 million from the month of July, where people wagered over $300 million. Money from legalized gambling goes to Maryland public schools. Statewide totals are calculated by retail and mobile bets, along with the money that is given out as prizes to players and their taxable winnings. Tanger Outlets has launched its Tanger Kids Grant Program. Applications are now open through October 18th. What this is, it is a program that helps teachers to identify their school's needs and request money for it. Tanger says last year the program awarded $168,000 and more than 140 grants for projects. Many Disney superfans and bloggers complaining about the high cost of vacationing at the parks, and in response, Disney is offering a wider range of pricing and options. Now, according to Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, the theme park giant will provide as much access and flexibility as possible. Disney has touted lower price ticket options and a value season deals at its hotels to allow families to visit. TikTok fighting back against its future still remains uncertain in the United States. The social media platform denying storing sensitive American user data in China. That's something the U.S. Justice Department has accused the Chinese-based company of doing. And in a new court filing, TikTok urged the federal appeals court to block a law that could result in a nationwide ban of the app. Coming up, egg prices on the rise. It's more than just inflation causing this increase.
And I think people will go to a large iced coffee with those eggs this morning, since it's being Monday, right? A little humid out there. 85 degrees. We are tracking some potential isolated severe storms later this afternoon and early evening hours. I'll have the latest timing on that, plus a nice autumn-like taste in that forecast. We'll have it all for you when Coast TV News Today continues.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, enjoy shellfish and chicken with nautical charm and outdoor dining. Plus, a thrilling celebration of all things Jeep and a special look at an artist bringing piano rock to life. Coast Life, today at 4 on Coast TV.
Feeling the summer sizzle? Is it turning your home into a sauna? At FH Fur, we know you can't wait when your AC is down for the count. That's why we're offering same-day service, guaranteed. If we don't make it to you the very same day, you will pay a diagnostic or dispatch fee, plain and simple. So whether your AC is blowing hot air, your thermostat is on the fritz, or your entire system needs replacing, an FH Fur expert technician will bring your comfort back today.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Your wallet is always in danger. Criminals can hack your information without you even knowing. Introducing Slim Mint, an ultra-thin RFID blocking wallet that keeps your cards and cash protected. Slim Mint uses the latest RFID blocking technology to prevent thieves from stealing your info. It's ergonomically designed to optimize space and keep your belongings organized. With the auto-locking Slim Mint, your cards and money stay securely in place. It has a built-in cash clip and a flexible outer band to fit your additional cards and cash. Call or click now and get Slim Mint for just $29.99. Order in the next 5 minutes and you'll get an instant $10 discount. So it's only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get Slim Mint at this low price. There's a strict limit of 3 Slim Mint wallets while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-613-4296. Call or visit slimmintwallet.com. So call 1-800-613-4296 now.
Hey moms, you know those unforgettable face palms? Those moments that leave us both laughing and sighing. They're not just mishaps, there are shared stories. Share your unique mom moments with us. Go to coastlife.com/mom.
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
We're approaching 5:18 on this Monday morning, and you are now looking live at Ocean City. The Ferris wheel, that's kind of blocked out there. You can maybe see a little bit of it in that upper corner of that live shot. It is lit up. Probably see a lot of activity later on today, but Chris, you can already feel the mugginess in this early morning hours so far.
Yeah, without question, Matt. And after the rain we had last night, it's kind of very sticky and damp out there. The good news is this is the last day of the humidity for at least the next few days. Wait till you see some of the air we're going to see here on Delmarva over the next few days. Temperatures, though, across the area right now, we're at 70 in Milton, 70 in Seaford, 72 there in Ocean City, 69 Bethany Beach, and 68 in Seaford. Dew points, upper 60s to low 70s. And visibility right now, not really an issue. We could see some patchy fog develop over the next few hours. We do have that coastal flood advisory in effect through Tuesday morning. And we continue to see the onslaught of those wave action, waves anywhere from 3 to 5 feet. So the rip current risk continues throughout the entire coast of the Delmarva. So keep that in mind if you're heading to the coast today. Cold front back off to the west. We are kind of socked into the clouds. We do see a bit of clearing back off to the west. There's Ernesto back behind me. They're continuing to turn, but this is what I want you to focus your attention on. This big high pressure system, dry air going to filter in, and that's going to be a taste of fall here over the next few days. One more muggy day to contend with, though. We'll see temperatures top out in the mid to upper 80s. Winds out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll see 86 in Salisbury. Futurecast shows those storms rolling in at about 5, 6 o'clock. Could see some torrential downpours. Not expecting flash flooding. These storms are going to be moving a bit more quicker than we saw yesterday, but could see an isolated damaging wind threat. Then we see those storms exit the coast. Northwest winds prevail. Clear skies into your Tuesday, and look at those lows Wednesday morning into the low to mid 50s, and we are going to be in the sunshine through most of the week. Storm Prediction Center has that marginal risk. Could see an isolated severe storm through the afternoon. Your 3-day beach forecast shows temperatures in the 70s there in Assateague. As we make our way to Fenwick Island, 78 for your Tuesday. And then as we make our way into Lewis and Rehoboth, temperatures in the low to mid 70s with very low humidity. As I mentioned, humidity crashes through the overnight. And look at that. We're in the comfy level through most of the week with a taste of fall. There's Ernesto, still a Category 1 hurricane, and it will be history as it accelerates into the Canadian Maritimes, into the North Atlantic. The wave action will subside into our Tuesday, so we will see rather normal wave heights hitting into the rest of the week. 85 for your day today, 62 overnight under clearing skies. Look at that tomorrow. 77, terrific breath of fresh air. And there's our umbrella winner, Michelle Haney of Millsboro, Delaware. Congratulations on that umbrella. 76 degrees, mostly sunny skies Wednesday. Check out those overnight lows, Matt, into the low to mid 50s through midweek.
That's delightful. Thanks, Chris. Moving on, in Delaware, the latest in the effort to stop drunk driving. The Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign, it went into effect over the weekend, and it will last through September 2nd, Labor Day weekend. During this time, state police troopers will be patrolling to remove impaired drivers off of Delaware roadways. A resurgence of bird flu, once again, causing egg prices to rise. Egg prices jumped 19% in July compared to the same time last year, according to the Consumer Price Index report that was released earlier this week. By comparison, the entire CPI basket of items rose just over 2.9% during that same period. In addition to high inflation, the increase is also being blamed on the continuing spread of the highly pathogenic avian influenza, known in short as the bird flu, and it's causing supplies to dwindle. Coming up, reading promotion, how Delaware's First Lady brought this effort to Selbyville. CoastTV News Today, back in a moment.
This summer, pack your bags and head to Ocean City, Maryland for free family fun all summer long. Watch beach movies, build sandcastles, and gaze at colorful kites, all completely free. Bust a move from the beach to the bay with beach dance parties, Sunset Park party nights, and Sundays in the park with fireworks, all completely free. Enjoy arts and crafts, discover Ocean City's history, and be in awe of acrobatic stunts at the circus, all completely free. So get going. Family memories are waiting to be made in Ocean City, Maryland. Plan your trip now at OCOcean.com.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor, and suddenly I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
Middays with April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through my workday.
She plays my favorite songs.
She helped me find my furry friend.
She's always making me smile.
Listening to April is the best way to get through my workday.
She makes me feel special.
Middays with April, weekdays from 10 to 3 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Sponsored by Critter Getters.
Celebrate Labor Day weekend with Camp Rehoboth Community Center at Sun Festival 2024 in Rehoboth Beach. On August 31st, enjoy a night of comedy with stand-up comedian Joe Dombrowski.
He looked at me and he goes, ma'am, okay, that laugh was a hate crime.
Then on September 1st, dance the night away with DJs Robbie Leslie and Joe Gothrow. Don't miss the summer's biggest party at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center. Get your tickets at camprehoboth.org. Sponsored by CoastTV.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app today.
Selbyville Library had a sit-and-read with first spouse Tracy Quillen-Carney in Delaware about her children's book. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappé shows us what message she's trying to send to kids all around the state.
Sit down and enjoy story time with Blue.
Books, Blue thinks the choices don't end.
First spouse Tracy Quillen-Carney came to the current Selbyville Library to help encourage early education and reading. She brought copies of her new children's book, Books for Blue, something she says is on the top of her list.
We know that if we want to hit that critical third grade reading benchmark, we've got to start working with kids on their brain development and pre-reading skills long before kindergarten. We can't start in kindergarten and get to that third grade benchmark.
To help increase kids to start reading at an early age, the Selbyville Public Library received $7 million by the American Rescue Plan Act to fund the new library. The new library is 9,000 square feet larger than the one they currently use, and will have different sections and rooms for all ages. Anna Caius, who has worked in the library for over 7 years, can't wait for the new building.
And I'm very excited because we have a lot of patrons that come in here and a lot of events. So just having a bigger space is going to allow us to provide even more services for our patrons.
In addition to a new building comes First Lady Tracy Quillen-Carney's Books for Blue, which encourages children to step outside their comfort zones and to discover their passions through reading. Books for Blue has English and Spanish text inside, to allow people of all backgrounds to enjoy Blue's journey, and to hopefully encourage them to start their own path in the near future.
Kids are inspiring. You know, they literally embody hope, which I think is a basic need for all of us. So there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
The new Selbyville Library is set to be open and ready for the public this November. I'm Kevin Zappé in Selbyville, CoastTV News.
First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono back with us. Most of the day should be a good one, especially if you're going on the beach, but maybe not a good day to be in the water with those rip currents.
Exactly right, Matt. We're still dealing with those dangerous rip currents at the coast. We've had a lot of wave action, and we've seen quite a bit of beach erosion as well. Now, the bay looking dry and calm to start, but we are tracking storms later on this afternoon through the early evening hours, some of which could be on the severe side. Temperatures starting out in 70s in Ocean City, Lewis 71. We'll see 69 there in Rehoboth, rising into the mid-80s along the coast there in Lewis, and we are going to see those temperatures get up into the 80s. Now, a reminder, rip current, strong current moving away from the coast, so keep that in mind. Don't fight the current. It's not going to put you underwater. Swim parallel to the shore to escape the current, and pay close attention to the lifeguards. That's the most important thing. We're going to be dealing with these dangerous rip currents at least for another day, maybe into tomorrow as well. Then the seas will calm. Speaking of calm, we are looking at some calm weather in that extended forecast, and quite fall-like as well. I'll have that for you here in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Chris. Coming up, road worries from breach, damage from dunes near the Indian River Inlet, and what Delta is reporting this morning about Coastal Highway. Also, safety steps. What is being reviewed in Fenwick Island to prevent injuries from crashes? And different speech date at DNC, that changes being dealt with by President Biden ahead of this week's convention in Chicago.
Be advised, this is a great opportunity to save thousands on a hot tub and swim spa Friday through Sunday. Millions of dollars of factory direct 2024 inventory with Comico Civic Center. Hundreds of different models to choose from. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs in stock, ready for delivery. Save thousands. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. We'll even haul away your old hot tub with Comico Civic Center. Free admission, free parking. Call 855-SPA-SALE.
Draper Media presents the Shore Living Expo, celebrating health, wealth, and home. Saturday, September 7th from 10 to 4 at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center. Sponsored by Spicer Brothers and Pohanka. Great demonstrations and interviews with Delmarva Life's Lisa and Jimmy on the expo stage, along with prizes and fun. Plus, meet your favorite Draper Media TV and radio talent. From crafts to home services, boats, cars, and RVs. This is a free event you don't want to miss. Go to WBOCevents.com. See you at the Shore Living Expo. now.
It's the incredible Red Dog, the amazing universal socket tool that fits, grips, and tightens virtually any fastener. Look at all the different sizes and shapes, nuts, bolts, and screws. Any head will do. Red Dog grabs on tight and locks into place fast. It replaces hundreds of different tools, yet it's smaller than a battery. 54 telescoping steel pins mold around any object. Then, up to 150 pounds of torque knock out rusted fasteners. You can get Red Dog for just $19.99. Breaking news: Red Dog may be discontinued. Due to supply chain shortages, Red Dog is stopping manufacturing immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 per order while supplies last. Order now.
Call 1-800-519-7208. That's 1-800-519-7208 or visit byreddog.com. Call 1-800-519-7208 now.
Now on CoastTV News.
It'll be a dry and quiet start to our Monday, but another round of storms lurks in this afternoon and the early evening. Some of those storms could be a bit on the severe side of the latest timing and a taste of fall in the forecast.
Serious surf, the damage caused by the ocean there at Delaware Seashore State Park, and the situation this morning for that part of Coastal Highway. First night speech, President Biden will address the Democratic National Convention while members of his party defend the decision to change their nominee atop the ticket. Setting weed shop schedule. The action expected tonight there in Ocean City, and other marijuana updates taking place on Delmarva.
This is CoastTV News Today.
August 19th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Paige Marley has the day off, and it is 5:31 on this Monday morning. First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is in for Bob Trihey. Joins us now to help you prepare as you make your way out the door. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt. I hope everyone's morning is off to a good start. We are certainly on the weather department. We don't have those heavy downpours like we saw last night. Those have since moved out. Temperature-wise, right now we're at 70 in Bethany Beach, 68 in Rehoboth, 70 Lewis, and we're seeing a temperature of 70 in Salisbury. Still a bit on the tropical side out there. Dew points are in the upper 60s to low 70s. Visibility, not an issue. We are, though, still seeing that coastal flood advisory still in effect through 1 a.m. Tuesday, dealing with that inundation at the coast, so keep that in mind for low-lying areas. We are still seeing a dangerous threat of rip currents as well. Right now, we are socked in the cloud cover. We are seeing a bit of clearing back off to the west, a few sprinkles there off the coast of Chicotee, but this cold front, though, this is going to be responsible for another round of showers and storms later on today. But back off to the west, high pressure, and that's going to build in and give us quite some fall-like weather here over the next few days. So the dangerous rip current threat continues. We are tracking the threat of some isolated severe storms later this afternoon and the evening. And as I mentioned, a taste of fall with temperatures in the 70s and overnight lows in the 50s. Futurecast shows the storms rolling in after about 5, 6 o'clock. Heavy torrential downpours possible, some gusty winds, and then that clears out. Northwesterly winds arrive, and that drier air moves in. So temperatures starting around that 70-degree mark will be about 80 by around 11, topping out in the mid to upper 80s this afternoon. Still one more muggy day to get through, and then the storms later this evening. We'll talk more about those fall-like temperatures, though, that a lot of people are going to like coming up next.
All right, thank you, Chris. And we're getting reports that the southbound lanes of Route 1 near the Indian River Inlet Bridge, they remain closed. I just checked again. Crews still working there, repairing the dunes. This is an area north of the bridge. It was breached by the Atlantic Ocean around 7 p.m. Sunday night. What you're seeing on your screen are shots of throughout the night of the flooding there on Route 1. According to DelDOT, this is similar to what happened back in late March when those same dunes were breached. Earlier on Sunday, surfers could be seen riding the waves. That was about 3 hours before the dune was breached. In North Carolina, a man drowned trying to save some children caught in a rip current at Surf City Beach. This happened Saturday. A family member says he was trying to save some of his family's children, and he died a hero. Again, this was the result of conditions from Hurricane Ernesto. You're now looking live at Chicago, Windy City, playing host this week to the Democratic National Convention in that building. Kicks off today. Tonight it'll be Joe Biden's night. The president's scheduled to give the speech that will wrap up day one. It was a month ago that Biden made the historic decision to end his bid for re-election It was the decision that was made at his North Shore's home. Before that, his speech would have been the one that closed out this week's convention, but mounting pressure from key figures in his own party forced the change atop the presidential ticket, a change that is being defended as Democrats will formally nominate Vice President Kamala Harris.
Was it wrong for the Democrats to effectively push Biden out?
Well, I want to remind you that, there is an enormous amount of reverence for Joe Biden. For 50 years, he has fought for the American people and for working families. And so, as we were approaching this convention, I think there was everybody was looking at the polls and seeing that there were some real challenges ahead.
And First Lady Jill Biden will also have a role in the DNC, sharing a tribute to her husband for his more than half a century in politics. Former President Trump challenging Vice President Harris to implement her new economic plan now. Trump made those remarks over the weekend on the campaign trail in Pennsylvania, where he asked why didn't she push for her economic agenda years ago. Trump accused her of lying about his economic plan, saying he will not raise taxes.
80 days from now, we are going to defeat a communist known as Kamala Harris. She's a communist. Most radical left person ever to run for office. This is not what this country needs. We've had enough of them.
This week, the former president and Republican nominee will be hitting several battleground states. Happening tonight, the second reading of an ordinance in Ocean City that will set the hours a cannabis shop can operate. The proposed changes also include restrictions on store locations, mandating that no cannabis shop be situated within 500 feet of schools, places of worship, or public parks. The new regulations would extend the operating hours for cannabis shops from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. That's a change from the 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. restriction. With tonight's second reading, unless otherwise petitioned, the law will go into effect at the end of the meeting. Today's also the start of the online application process for recreational marijuana businesses in Delaware. All that apply will be entered into a lottery overseen by the Office of the Marijuana Commissioner, with licenses expected to be issued in early November. Now, up for grabs, 125 licenses in the state. 41 of those set aside for Sussex County. Breakdown of the licenses are cultivation facilities, manufacturing facilities, retail stores, and a couple of testing facilities. The application process is open until September 30th. Still have a few weeks remaining in this year's busy summer season for many coastal communities. Preventing dangerous situations involving people crossing streets in heavy traffic, it remains an issue, including there in Fenwick Island. Crosswalks, sidewalk signs, and medians. Fenwick Island Town Council meeting is reviewing all that and more, and we spoke to people in the town about the safety concern. Here is what one person told us.
We walked last night. It was pretty late, and it was dark, and we didn't realize. We were like, okay, how do we cross this highway? And then we realized that there was the button and the flashers came on. So I feel it's very safe.
Fenwick Island's Police Chief Michael Morrissey says he has increased police presence in the town in dealing with traffic safety. It's a high-stake day for Gaza ceasefire efforts. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel trying to persuade that country and Hamas to work out a deal. And as Amy Kiley shows us, many analysts sound doubtful face-to-face pressure will work.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel today to push for a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal.
So I'm not optimistic about the ceasefire.
Many analysts say that goal could be hard to reach. Blinken's visit follows talks last week in Qatar, in which neither Israel nor Hamas accepted a bridging proposal from the U.S.
Israel has not put a priority on getting the hostages back. Hamas is willing to continue to sacrifice the people of Gaza and seems to think a long war will further isolate Israel.
In a statement yesterday, Hamas blames Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for the impasse. It accuses him of adding new demands. In its own statement, Netanyahu's office says it won't outright end the war in Gaza. It also says Israeli troops will remain in a zone between there and Egypt.
The United States should never want to deal more than the protagonists. And I would say that's where we are.
Blinken's visit follows a bloody weekend. The Ministry of Health in Gaza reports at least 25 deaths and 72 injuries. Meanwhile, Iran is still threatening to attack Israel in retaliation for an assassination on its soil.
the Iranians will still have to strike the Israeli regime because, again, this is an issue of deterrence.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, upset over election, protests in the U.S. over the chaotic situation in Venezuela. Also, no sweep for you. Some big flies for the Nats. Help salvage a win over the NL East leading Phils. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care, women's health services, to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Enjoy 10 songs in a row. Sponsored by Pohanga Kia of Salisbury.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-615-9517 or visit GetSkunky.com. That's GetSkunky.com. Order now.
It's Judge Judy's greatest hits with classics like
That's ridiculous. That's a lot of baloney.
Plus,
What are you, nuts?
Judge Judy, delivering the hits daily.
Coming September 9th to Coast TV.
A pleasant, good Monday morning. Delmarva live looking at Dover. See that veil of clouds over Delmarva. We are seeing some wet grounds from the rain yesterday. Damp conditions, 72 degrees right now. Winds are relatively calm. Elsewhere, we're seeing 70 in Lewis, 70 in Bethany Beach, 70 Salisbury, 70 is the number all around the region. Golf forecast this afternoon into the afternoon, we're going to be seeing temperatures around 85, a muggy afternoon, expecting those thunderstorms to fire up after about 3, 4 o'clock. So keep an eye on that. Could see some isolated severe storms. We are in the high range as far as the UV index is concerned. A lot of sunshine expected this week once we get past this front that we're dealing with today. And remember, you can get your weather whenever you want it by calling the weather phone by 443-880-9100. We'll have more on the storm threat tonight as far as the latest timing is concerned, and then a look at those fall-like temperatures just ahead.
Funeral arrangements for Thomas Berry III will be held on Thursday, August 22nd. It was last Tuesday the firefighter was killed while responding to an accident on Route 9. You can see video from our Coast Copter of that accident. A car hit a power pole. That pole ultimately snapped, fell, and killed Berry. The young man was a volunteer firefighter for Georgetown Fire Department and Ellendale Fire Department and worked for Sussex County EMS. There will be a scheduled visitation from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thursday at the Crossroad Community Church in Georgetown with services to follow. Thomas Berry lost his life while helping others, and members of the Ellendale Fire Company tell Coast TV News Thomas died doing what he loved. Berry was a fourth-generation firefighter and member of the Ellendale Volunteer Fire Company for 8 years. His fellow firefighters say Thomas rode along with other fire companies and lended a hand whenever it was needed.
How are you doing? How is the fire company doing?
We're doing okay. We've gotten some grief counseling coming up from some of our younger members. We've got quite a few junior members, and when they joined the company, Thomas always kind of took them under his wing.
Governor John Carney has ordered Delaware flags to be lowered to half-staff at all state facilities until sunset, Thursday, August 22nd, after the service. In Maryland, a new committee called the Design Oversight Committee is inviting members of the coastal for hire fishing industry to apply to participate. What this committee does It provides a contracted administrator significant advice and guidance and support regarding offshore wind, but it's not a final decision-making entity. Applications are due by 5 p.m. September 9th, 2024. Philly fans, be honest. Some of you were getting a little antsy with the way the team was playing this month after losing to the Marlins last Tuesday. The Phils were 2 games under 500 for the month. It was also the last time they lost heading into Sunday's game against the Nationals. The Phillies attempting to sweep the Nats at the park, and they opened with the lead, and then former Nat Trey Turner adds on in the third. High, deep, gone, 2-0 Phillies. Nationals would come back, and in the 6th, they had a 4-3 lead. Then Brandon Marsh does that. That's Marsh's 12th home run of the season. We're tied at 4. In the 8th, bases loaded. Jacob Young with a fly ball for the Nationals. It's deep enough to score Andres Chaparro. Nationals back in front 5-4, and then some insurance in the 9th with James Wood going deep. Nationals avoid the sweep. Phillies see their 4-game win streak come to an end. At Camden Yards, the Orioles salvage a split in their series with the Red Sox. Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson homered for the Birds. And the Orioles single-A affiliate, the Shorebirds, dropped their series finale at Purdue, allowing the Mudcats to score 2 runs in the 7th, 2 more in the 8th. Birds are off today. They begin a road trip at Down East starting Tuesday.
Well, if you have plans heading to the beach today, keep in mind we are still dealing with a high rip current threat. Waves anywhere from 3 to 5 feet, as well as a thunderstorm threat after about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll track the storms, isolated severe threat, and that fall-like weather when Coast TV News Today continues.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, enjoy shellfish and chicken with nautical charm and outdoor dining. Plus, a thrilling celebration of all things Jeep and a special look at an artist bringing piano rock to life. Coast Life, today at 4 on Coast TV.
Ocean City Jeep Fest, Coast Country, and Coast TV present. Live in concert August 24th, it's going to be Jason Michael Carroll and Sam Grow. Openers Blake Wood and Rich LaFleur. It's a night of music with songs and stories at OC Performing Arts Center. This concert is to benefit St. Jude Children's Hospital, brought to you by Kicker, Joe's Jeep Jungle, Trail 7, Berlin IG Burton Jeep, and Livewire Media and Events. Don't miss this show and get your tickets now at etix.com. August 24th, doors open at 7 p.m.
Flashing lights. See them, and you know to go slow. Now we put that same technology in the palm of your hand with Lizard Flare. It's the high-tech safety flare with no flame. Lizard Flare uses 15 high-intensity LED strobes that can be seen nearly a mile away, and a powerful magnet that sticks to your car without exiting the vehicle. Look, flares are dangerous, but Lizard Flare won't let you down. A dead battery, an empty gas tank. With Lizard Flare, help is on the way. Lizard Flare Pro has an ultra-bright flashlight too.
Get your Lizard Flare for only $9.99, but wait, Lizard Flare may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Lizard Flare is stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There is a strict limit of 2 vehicle packs per order. Call now.
This may be your last chance, so call 1-800-604-4696. That's 1-800-604-4696, or visit lizardflare.com now.
Get the Coast TV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Time is 5:48. We're getting a live look at Ocean City. Calm situation there, but Chris, you are tracking some storms for later on today, maybe later in the afternoon.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have another round of storms to get through, potentially severe as well. And right now, though, it is damp. We had the rain last night, ground still wet, still quite muggy out there. Temperatures are generally in the lower 70s at this hour. And as I mentioned, the dew points still in that uncomfortable range. Visibility not an issue at this hour. We are dealing with a bit of cloud cover as well. Coastal flood advisory continues for Sussex and Kent counties until tomorrow at 1 a.m. a.m. We do have that rip current risk continuing for the entire coast of the peninsula, so keep that in mind. There's the clouds. We are beginning to see some clearing back off to the west. Here is our front. There is Ernesto continuing to turn and throw wave action to the eastern seaboard, but here is our friend over the next few days. Boy, I'll tell you, we were going to see some nice, refreshing air flow into Delmarva beginning tonight. 80 degrees this afternoon in Rehoboth. We'll see 87 in Milford, 86 in Seaford with those late afternoon, early evening thunderstorms. Winds out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll see 86 in Salisbury. There's Futurecast showing the storms roll in after about 5. We could see a damaging wind, isolated severe storm. Not expecting flash flooding with these storms because they are going to be moving a bit more quicker than those storms we had yesterday that were more of the training variety. But then by Tuesday, notice the northwesterly flow. Temperatures only in the 70s, and by Wednesday morning, we're going to be in the 50s to start. So absolutely gorgeous stretch of weather. But we have to get through some storms first. Damaging winds late this afternoon. The Storm Prediction Center has that marginal risk for the entire peninsula. Once we get past today, if you have any vacation days, I'll tell you what, we're looking pretty nice at the coast here over the next few days. Temperatures in the 70s. Through Fenwick Island. Now, we are going to see a moderate risk of rip currents into Tuesday, and then that rip current threat should subside as the seas calm through the latter part of the week. What else is going to subside is the humidity. It crashes tonight behind the front, and look at that. We are in the comfy range. Ernesto still kicking as a Category 1 hurricane. We're seeing winds gusting at 105. It's going to accelerate into the North Atlantic, and then the wave action that's been slamming the coast over the last few days will subside, and we'll see likely more normal-like wave heights over the next few days. 85 today, partly sunny skies. There's that isolated severe threat. We clear the skies overnight, and then a terrific Tuesday with a breath of fresh air, 77 degrees. Your Paul Davis 70, so wall-to-wall sunshine through midweek, overnight lows in the low to mid 50s, and we're going to stay relatively dry through most of this stretch, and then we see more seasonable numbers by the weekend.
Thank you, Chris. Over the weekend, thousands of Venezuelans turned out at a rally. This is in Miami, protesting election results in their home country. They joined with Venezuelans worldwide who are calling on Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro to release the results of the recent presidential election and step down. The United States has rejected Maduro's victory claim and recognized opposition leader Edmundo Gonzalez as the official winner. Coming up, cutting back on sugar, what you can do to improve your diet.
And if you have any plans heading to the shore this afternoon, keep in mind, still have that dangerous rip current threat, so pay close attention to those lifeguards. We'll take a last look at that 10-day forecast when CoastTV News Today continues.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division like myself in cabinetry to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs. And your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
It was very important to find somebody that was knowledgeable in the whole picture, the cabinetry, the appliances, and the countertop. We are delighted with the outcome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Celebrate Labor Day weekend with Camp Rehoboth Community Center at Sun Festival 2024 in Rehoboth Beach. On August 31st, enjoy a night of comedy with stand-up comedian Joe Dombrowski.
He looked at me and he goes, ma'am, okay, that laugh was a hate crime.
Then on September 1st, dance the night away with DJs Robbie Leslie and Joe Gothrow. Don't miss the summer's biggest party at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center. Get your tickets at camprehoboth.org.
Sponsored by CoastTV.
Introducing Paisano, the authentic pizza oven by Granite Stone. Now make the world's most delicious pizza with real stone right in your own home. You simply set it and let it make golden, crispy, extra cheesy stone-baked pies in under 6 minutes. You can get your Paisano pizza oven for just 3 easy payments of $39.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free.
Call 1-800-608-5198 or order online at buypaisano.com.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
to order. Call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable power plant, smart pressure sensor, and custom nozzles. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Get your complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for just $79.99 and get free shipping. Plus, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
Sugars in food you eat can be naturally occurring, like those in fruit, but it can also be added in, and consuming too much sugar can put a person at risk for health problems like obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Mandy Gaither has tips to help fight against those sugar cravings.
They're found in regular sodas, candy, breakfast cereals, but consuming too many added sugars isn't good for your health.
There's a reason why we consume it. We feel calm, we feel good, we feel energized. But once our blood sugar drops, we need more sugar to get us back to where we were.
The American Heart Association recommends limiting added sugars to no more than 6% of daily calories. But since added sugar is in a lot of food, many may not even know how much they're consuming, says registered dietitian Kristen Kirkpatrick with Cleveland Clinic.
So we're still training our taste buds that the sugar is there, it's satisfying us, even though we may not be intending to have actual sugar throughout the day.
To curb sugar cravings, Kirkpatrick says to start the day with protein. It can fill you up, making snacking the rest of the day less likely. Next, look for ways to cut sugar. She says the easiest place to start is with what you drink.
Sugary sodas, juices, they make up a huge proportion of where we're getting that added sugar content.
Get good quality sleep. Kirkpatrick says we're more likely to have comfort food cravings when we're tired. And stay hydrated. Not drinking enough water can make you feel hungry even when you're not. Finally, remember, cutting back isn't easy.
We need to give ourselves a break and recognize that sugar is probably the hardest behavior change to make. You're probably going to fall off the wagon. But the key here is to get back up.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It's 5:56 this morning. Time to check in with our coastal pet of the day. And today's pet of the day, a precious pup who's filled with so much love. On your screen, that is Phoebe, a teacup. Or Phoebe. Phoebe is a teacup golden doodle. Phoebe has greatly increased the love and joy in her family and loves being with people and meeting new dogs. Phoebe was submitted to us by Kyle and Lewis. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. Take a look at your screen. You can scan that QR code at the top to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News. And then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature. 5:57 now on this Monday morning. We got a quick look at your forecast with our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, before you head out the door. Chris?
Good morning, Matt. Yeah, we're seeing a temperature of 70 currently in Salisbury. It is dry, and we are going to be dry through most of the morning and into the afternoon. Temperatures rising into the mid-80s. Now, we do have a chance of isolated severe storms late this afternoon into the early evening hours. The front clears the coast, and boy, does it get nice. Temperatures in the 70s, a little taste of fall midweek before temperatures warm right back up to that 90-degree mark in that far extended forecast.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up in our next hour, ocean obstacles. Coastal Highway shut down last night because of that dune breach. The latest from DelDOT and other damage done in the Mid-Atlantic. That's when Coast TV News Today continues.